A compliance carol. As we approach that which I, and many others, rightfully consider the most wonderful time of the year, I am reminded of some past events which might be in line with this sub. And I decided to share the cheer. Obligatory premises. Not my first language. So point out my mistakes. Account as an obvious throwaway. As the story is unique enough to identify me. And since I dislike spoilers at TLD or can be found at the bottom. Another important note is that this takes place in late 2020 Northern Australia, with no restriction on travel or gatherings existing within the state. This is a story about Christmas in retail which hinges strongly on meticulous compliance, a perfect storm, careful planning, and the importance of asking nicely. It's not malicious at all because I am a good person. And it has nothing but sincerity in every word spoken. Let's begin. Our story begins in a small supermarket deli. A new manager, let's call him Bill, has just joined the team and is slowly getting to know everyone. At one point, during an evening shift, we end up talking about me. See, I am not from around here. I moved a few years ago and as a result have been quite separated from the family. But I did manage to go see everyone at a big Christmas get-together a few years ago. So when he asked when the last time I saw them was, I related the story, which he met with a healthy dose of surprise. As Christmas is the busiest time of year and every store is pretty much going insane with an all-hands-on-deck type of situation. How did you manage to get Christmas off? He asks. I asked nicely, I responded. Which was true in a way. But mostly worked only because I had very little care for taking public holidays off. Helped around when I could. And called sick maybe once in 3 years. That one is luck and good climate. I was reliable and my old boss liked that. So she was fine with me meeting the family. As a good boss should. Well, good for you, Bill says. But that's not gonna work on me. Quote, oh Bill, you just wait. In the following couple months. Of course. The routine, new boss, series of events happens. Things get moved. Procedures get changed. Some things work and some things don't. And among other things shifts get changed. In particular, I move from working evenings to mornings. A welcome change in some aspects but less so in others. Mornings pay less, and since he's not allowed to reduce my pay without reason, I get offered a raise in the form of working more hours, which would make my schedule a bit harder to fit. I offer to take regular long shifts on Monday, Friday and Saturday, days which a lot of staff doesn't find attractive and that can be fit easily around. That's a great deal and everyone is happy. Phase 1 is go. Fast forward to late October. After a discussion with my wife about our holiday plans, I approach Bill with a conversation that went somewhere along these lines. Hey Bill, my wife is looking at heading up north with her parents for a bit of a Christmas holiday. So, dramatic shrug. Expression that says as if. And obligatory request, what are my chances to get 2 weeks off over Christmas to New Year's? The question was met with a laugh and an obvious none. Which was as expected as it was suggested. But I wasn't done. Of course. Had a feeling you'd say that, I said. But how about this? I take my birthday off. Which is a Monday. That lets me have a short weekend trip so we can go around and celebrate and all. And then we can go to her parents in January. After the big weeks. Yeah? Quote. That gave him pause. It's harder to deny a birthday than a 2-week period. When's your birthday? December 21st. Most wonderful time of the year. Plenty of time to sort the schedule. Maybe. I'll look if I can find someone. As for January, I don't care. That's not a problem. Remind me again next week. It took a couple weeks to sort. as well as some push, because we need to book stuff. But eventually I had my 2 days off, December 21st and January 2nd. Phase 2 was go with a month to spare. To understand Phase 3, you need a few important pieces of information. When I said that Christmas time is all hands on deck, I meant it. The store tries as hard as possible to wrangle shifts together in order to have the most possible manpower, including extra temp hires if needed. But we're not Americans. We have rights. There are clear guidelines, limits, and conditions to all of this. And the short list is as follows. Any employee has the right to not work a public holiday. Employees who accept to work during public holidays get paid a very notable extra. By 2.5. Employees who stay home on public holidays still receive their regular pay for that shift. X1. Once signed and approved, a day of leave cannot be revoked. Not even the employee can revoke leave. If you're off, you can't be in. Additional shifts can be offered to employees, but can be refused for any reason or no reason, whether or not they fall within the employee's availabilities. My contract shifts, which my employer must always offer and which I cannot skip without approved leave, are, as per Phase 1, on Monday, Friday, and Saturday. The local state has a peculiar rule. Whenever a scheduled public holiday falls over the weekend, the following Monday is also declared a public holiday. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, this happens in the year 2020. Australia. The month of November proceeds with little trouble, and I occasionally drop a bit of conversational hints to the fact that I'm not looking to hoard public holidays if someone else wants the cash. After all, I'm studying on a full workload, which, while sizable, is actually made of easy topics that I need as prerequisites. When, at the end of November, we are asked to fill in our availabilities for extra shifts, I return a blank page. It goes in a pile and nobody looks. Phase 3 is go. 1 week after, while I'm setting up my morning open, I see a small figure marching towards me. Not Bill. Instead, it's one of the ladies from invoicing, who just stares at me with the most awestruck grin I have ever seen, and goes, "How the hell did you do it?" Quote. With an equally large grin. I respond, I asked nicely. Please open your calendar and follow my schedule. I leave on the afternoon of Saturday the 19th. My next shift is on Monday the 21st, which I have asked nicely to take off. Next is Friday the 25th, but of course it's Christmas, so no work. Then Saturday the 26th, Boxing Day, is a public holiday, which I have opted not to work. So I'd get back to work on Monday the 28th, which is not a public holiday nor a day off. But there was a public holiday on Saturday, so Monday is now also a public holiday. I'll see you all on Friday, the 1st of January. New Year's is, of course, a public holiday, so we'll move to the 2nd, not a holiday. But it is my 2nd day off. I chill out and return to town late on Sunday the 3rd and rock up to work bright and early on Monday the 4th, having been out of town for exactly 2 weeks. Fully paid. Spending Christmas traveling, kayaking with dolphins, chilling at spas, and partying with my wife's side of the family. Merry Christmas. And may your holidays be always well planned in advance. The fallout. Seeing as I followed every rule to a T, there was little to be done. Union contracts are annoying that way. So my hours went unchanged. My schedule was still the same. And the most flack I got was from colleagues joking around about me doing nothing like always. Work is still necessary, so my non-contract shifts kept coming at roughly the same pace. Bill had a bit of an uneasy smile a few times, but warmed up a lot more around Easter. When I picked up almost every shift he couldn't cover. It paid well. We got along well enough and eventually worked well together. But I'm sure he learned to check the calendar for holidays before approving leave from now on. Less than. And if you scrolled all the way down for a TLDR, I'll point out that I wrote it at the top. Late edit. People. I said it's a throwaway. If you have money for awards, you have money for your union rates. Only way to comply with the rules is to have some rules first. Found your TL. Dear, we're not Americans. We have rights. Dude, that was awesome. I am literally in awe of you. I think the best ratio I've ever gotten was 10 for 4. And you got 14 for 2 during peak season. UK here. I did something similar. If Christmas and Boxing Days were on the Saturday and Sunday, and therefore New Year's Day also on a Saturday, I could get 10 days off for the price of 3 leave days. The most important part of this is, of course, that you planned it well in advance. I'm curious. When was it that you got your shift switched to Monday? Friday? Saturday? Not the specific day. But were you already setting this up in January 2020? But we're not Americans. We have rights. Ow. I'll tell you what. Ow. BTW. If you read that in Hank Azaria's voice. We can be friends. This is genius. Pure genius. You did a slow build-up to the MC. Not going right for the kill. We're not Americans. We have rights. Ouch. I'll be right back. I gotta run to the store and get some cream for that burn. Reads like a Mission Impossible plan. Brilliant. Ninja detective bomb. But we're not Americans. We have rights. This is funny, and, as an American, sad at the same time. The TLDR was just the icing on the cake. Well done. I'm in awe of how you pulled that off. An American would have gotten fired 3 times over for that. Even better this year. Christmas and Boxing Day fall on the weekend, so 4 days of public holidays. My work was never bad when it came to holidays. 1.5x pay for all minor public holidays and all major ones are paid. My job also gave a bonus in June and December, both of which were quite sizable. Especially in June of 2020. I got a $5,000 bonus as a thank you for being a loyal employee through COVID. At Christmas, I got another $3,000 for the same reason. In February of 2021, I got a $5 per hour raise. Also for being a loyal employee and toughing it out through COVID. I left that company in May of 2021 because of issues with my new manager. I don't regret it either. I'm making more money now than I ever was, even with the bonuses and raise. When I worked in Scotland, not retail, we had Xmas Day and Boxing Day. Then 1st and 2nd January. Hogmanay takes 2 days for some Scots to sober up. Depending on weekends and the days of the week the holidays fell on. We could add a couple of days personal leave and get 8 to 10 days off. Beautiful. Slow. Appreciative clap. Also, we're not Americans. We have rights. Oof. That hit hard. You were a genius. Merry Osmas to you too. Played better than a championship chess tournament. Checkmate. Great story, and the non-TL. D or TL. D or was FUNNY. Damn. I bow to the master. Well done, friend. Really enjoyed this. Actually found myself smiling. Cheers smiley face.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.